Hey guys, so I wanted to do a little pick a pile reading for you. This video is going to be time stamped. So after the intro, if you feel you already know which pile you're drawn to, go ahead and skip to that portion of the video. And then I'll put all the timestamp info in the description below. Also, as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, I suggest you do. That way you don't miss out on any of my new content. And also, yeah, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates, leave the rest. And this one is going to be about what you need to hear right now. So just go ahead and take a deep breath, relax your mind, and just focus on the question as far as, what you need to hear right now, or ask Spirit, Spirit, God, Universe, what you need to hear right now. And then keeping that in mind, pick the pile that you're most drawn to. So as I said, the timestamps will be in the description below, and I'll also have, excuse me, all the decks in the description below as well. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Hey pile 1, so if you picked pile 1, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and separate these out. Between these two, I think we'll go ahead and start with the tarot this time. It's between that or that. Yeah. Okay, so I don't read reversals. So 5 of Swords, 3 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and 5 of Wands. Interesting. Okay, there's something to that. So 5 of Swords is generally, it can be a loss, I feel like saying for some of you guys. But I usually like to read it almost like, kind of like putting all your effort in. It could be also mentally or verbally, even if you feel it's a losing battle. Sometimes it's kind of an obsessive energy of like, I need to, do my part, not do my part, but say my piece, or, have that energy out there. I feel like for some of you, it's a loss. It's almost like a 5 of Cups situation, but rather thoughts and words. So maybe some of you feel like, you like some words, like maybe you gave a message or something, or there was some communication, and this is all I'm feeling intuitively, like this isn't normally what the card is, but like there is a communication, and like some things kind of like went by the wayside, and you're like, oh, okay, that was important though. Like I don't know, I feel like there's like some of you are like holding on to that of what wasn't received, and it's like, well, why did this stuff get received and this didn't get received? I don't know, I feel that energy, and it's like you feel like you've been putting your heart into it, or your heart, or your just like communication. And also intuitive, like this is, the moon here can be a lot of times it can be secretive, but it can also be like your instincts. So it's like you might be really feeling like you're putting your heart and soul into something, whether it's communication, message, not message, well, I guess maybe a message, thoughts, whatever, or your belief system, your thoughts, what you're thinking, what you're believing. And it's like some things are kind of falling by the wayside, and it's either it's not getting received, or maybe some are falling by the wayside for you guys. 3 of Cups is a connection with other people. A lot of times it's an emotional release. For some people, some situations, it can be a card of, having a wandering eye, especially if some things are not being taken into consideration, I feel like. So there, you might be putting down boundaries. I feel like there's a group of you, pile 1, where you might be putting down boundaries, or you might be saying your piece, and only some stuff, it's almost like each cup, like there's 3 people here, each one took one of those, and then this stuff went away. So it's like, it's almost like only what was, not what was supposed to, but only like what fit for the group, or what fit for the social situation, or like I said, if this is a third party situation, only what fit for that went, and all the other part of what you might have communicated or you might be believing in yourself is not being received. So I just feel like there's this like disconnect as far as what's being received, and you or from you in this, either this third party situation, or it could just be a friendship situation and, you know, a connection with people. Let's see, because then we got wands and wands. So some of you, it could be a boundary situation. Four of Wands a lot of times is like, sorry about that, is like, it's almost like putting up the foundation, putting up the pillars, and creating a foundation for a new project. However, for it to go 4 and then 5, I do feel like this increasing. I know 4 means something totally different than 5, and I'm about to say it, but I do feel like it's almost like there's an increase in that. So what it is, so like I said, 4 is you're building the foundation, and, you know, you're creating this thing for a project, or sometimes it's like a creative project. It can be, you know, passionate project. But it doesn't have to be that stuff. It could just be your energy. It could just be this fiery energy. However, 5 of Wands is like a, especially with this one, I don't see any people in this, the Wands. So it's like a, what is that word? Create, not, oh my gosh, what's the word? Like a creative brainstorm a lot of times, but it can be a putting all your energy out, all your fire out, and basically everyone brings it. And it's like, sometimes there's, you know, feet get stepped on, sometimes things get, you know, crushed, not crushed, but like what's not supposed to be there goes away, or sometimes things get toppled over, things like that. However, like I said, if I feel like this is a continuation of the 4, so it's also in a different way for you guys, as far as going from, like, you might be building these foundations and trying to build this foundation for the structure of, it could be, like I said, this passion project, this energy you're bringing here, maybe the energy that comes from this relationship or connection, and you kind of just like keep adding to it. And as you add, now it's like, oh my gosh, it's almost like too many chefs in the kitchen. It's like now suddenly people are getting trampled all over. So it's like you might have, you know, this third party situation, or you might have like this wandering eye situation, and, you know, like that could be 2 different groups, or, you know, it could be like one in the same group, where, you know, there's boundaries being put, but then only what's like what people feel like is for them is being taken, and not the rest. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm using that, and this is like the foundation that's getting built based off that. But then the more you add to the mix, or the more, you know, other people get added to the mix, the more it's like, suddenly it's like, okay, well, somebody's going to go. You know, it's you know, somebody's going to go. People are going to get toppled over. You know, someone feels like a third wheel, a fifth wheel. And it's like, after a while, that energy is like not balancing. So I do feel like that. I feel like it's like it went from like 4, and it was like balanced feeling. Or not balanced feeling, but, you know, you brought this, and this is your intention in putting these swords, or these, yeah, the 5 of Swords out, of putting the, okay, I'm going to put my thoughts out there. I'm going to put everything out there, whether it gets taken or accepted or not. And you're just putting everything out. But then when you do it, it's like only what people want is getting taken, not taken, but received. And again, I mean, like I said, third wheel, like this is supposed to be a 3 of Cups, like everyone all together, but like there's connection here, and then this one's kind of out. So, oh my gosh, I keep trying to turn the volume down. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I kept trying to turn the volume down while my like screen was off, so it wasn't really working. So it just kept going. But yeah, so it's like, this is third party situation. It's not this equal connection. I feel like, I guess that didn't work. Hold on. Okay, hopefully that works. I'm sorry about that. Equal connection. And it's like, no, there's like this other energy, whether that's intended, or like I said, a known third party situation, or whether that's a wandering eye. I feel it's funny that this person's looking this way and this one's looking at them, but like their hair is all going, like, I don't know, there's just like this thing that like this energy is going. So it's like whatever, I feel like saying whatever drama is going between these two, not saying that it looks like drama, but, you know, whatever energy is going between them gets blown to this person. So it's almost like maybe there's somebody, a third party, that's like overhearing stuff, and maybe somebody's telling stuff, maybe someone's watching, you know, that type of thing. And maybe, you know, you're all together, or, you know, like I said, wandering eye situation, but it's like the boundaries aren't getting set. It's only these 3 get set, and then these go by the wayside, and then you have this foundation being built, but then it's too many chefs in the kitchen, you know, too many people, and then, like, you know, people go by the wayside, or people not get eliminated, but you know what I mean? Like, it's, I mean, 5 of Wands, if it's a creative brainstorm, you know, everyone's throwing out what they have as their creative brainstorm, but then, like, after a while, sometimes, like, one person can be toppled over, or, you know, and it's, you know, not the weakest link, but, you know, the one that's not putting in, or the one that's not being heard because everyone else is being loud. So it feels like a very much a third party, third wheel, fifth wheel. I mean, not saying fifth wheel, I mean, maybe, but like a third party situation where, like, somebody's feeling left out. And those of you that aren't in a relationship situation, this is like just, you know, friends, whatever, there could be a situation where it's just, if there's somebody, there's energy that's feeling, you know, people are feeling left out, and boundaries aren't feeling like they actually got heard, and that sort of thing. Let me see if there's anything else I see in this. And it's funny too, because when you have the 4 of Wands with the foundation being laid down, you have the, what is this, castle? Yeah, you have the castle out in the background, almost like that's the goal. And then once it comes into, like, the 5 of Wands, it's like there is no goal anymore, because it's just so much chaos. So it's so much, not chaos, but, like, you know, different directions and no set direction, that it's almost like lost sight of the goal. So it feels like the more you're increasing the things, or increasing people, or increasing that energy, or when you have that other person, suddenly that goal gets lost. Was that what I was getting? Still, yeah, this. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so here you got, like, 2 people, and, like, then there's, like, all these other people, and it's like, as far as, like, according to this reading, it feels like that. It feels, it's like, after a while, there's no solid structure between the 2, because there's these other people. And I feel like for some of you, it can also be people meddling. So those of you that aren't in a situation where it's a, you know, cheating situation, or wandering eye, or even romantic in the first place, or maybe romantic, but can be just meddling. It could be meddling family members. It's like you know, you have your bond, you're trying to connect, and then there's this person getting wind of everything going on, and then they, like, kind of start meddling, and it affects it, and they, like, and even if they don't speak up, you in yourselves are always aware that they're there. So after a while, it feels like you're censoring yourself based off of what they're seeing and what they're hearing, and you're not being your authentic selves together. So it's very, like, and then there can be, like, some resentment going on in one of you or both of you, when, you know, you feel like the other person is not really their true self, because, well, both of you guys always feel like there's an audience, or both of you feel like, oh, well, what's this person thinking? What's that person thinking? So, I mean, this can be many different groups, like I said, but it's the element of outside energy is, I want to say polluting, but not exactly polluting, kind of polluting, changing, whatever, the actual dynamic that you guys have together. And it's kind of too many chefs in the kitchen, you know, that sort of thing. Let's do this. Gift of freedom, break away from your attachments. Yeah, attachments, all these other people. And then look at, like, how, like, each, like, we can think that's beautiful and everything, but it's like, if it's pulling her down, then it starts getting, like, it's a weight. You know, it's a gift to have this, like, freedom to be able to just, like, and not have all this stuff that you're trailing behind you. And energy. And celebrate life. Make your life a celebration. Again, though, it's like there's these 2 energies, these 2 figures here. Feels like it's like 2 people kissing. I know that's, like, really abstract. But it's, again, it's like, okay, well, what's all this stuff, other stuff tying them? Like, you know, I mean, it's like they should just have them tying them, and not, like, all this other energy. I don't know. It's hard to explain what I'm seeing there, but it's just, it's, again, it's all the strings. It's the same element. It's like, I want to say for some of you guys, there's nothing wrong with this tying. There's nothing wrong with the people and the experiences with other people, for some of you guys, for one group of you guys, that tie you together. However, when that becomes louder than the actual picture of you two together, that's when it's a problem. So some of you guys may have just been getting comfortable with feeling like you are the sum of everybody you bring with you. And the thing is together in this relationship, you know, those of you that are in a romantic relationship situation, you're not actually, you know, like you're supposed to come together and be strong in each other, with each other, in yourselves. That's what I meant to say. Not because of everyone you're bringing together with you. You know, you're supposed to be able to see yourselves independent of that. And then let that be like another element, another facet of the connection. Not that overpowers it. And then take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. I feel like the treadmill too, when I see a treadmill, I see like the ribbon and it's like going, you know, like this. And it kind of makes me think of this. And it's like, get off the treadmill. It's like some of you guys this might be even a work situation where it's like, not a work situation, but a relationship or, you know, partnership, whatever. And like, you're bringing another element in, and it's like, you know, take a break. Like, you already did your work. You already did what you were supposed to do in this part, this time. Now enjoy this for what it is. Enjoy this connection together for what it is, instead of letting it be polluted by all the chefs in the kitchen trying to give their 2 cents, you know? Because, I mean, 1 2 cent is, I mean, you get what I mean. She's like over there. It's like she could be in here with all these different, I almost want to say stimuli. And instead she's out there in like a big open space. Yeah, there's things to be stimulating over there, but it's different. It's like has that freedom. Again, it's like a gift of freedom. Break away from your attachments. When she's in here, she's stuck in this little bubble of what she sees, just what comes in her vision in here. But again, it is a lot of stimuli. But when she goes out there, there's like this freedom to where she's not stuck to only see what's in that little house. And some of you guys are in a situation where you're supposed to move, or you're supposed to get out of a situation where you have all these toxic influences on your relationship. And it might not be toxic necessarily, but it's making it to where instead of seeing each other, you're seeing that. And it's like making it hard for you to actually see each other clearly. Okay. So regardless, it's a matter of, if you guys can't get out of this situation, you know, I mean, whatever's supposed to happen, you know, be open to what the universe is showing you as far as if you're supposed to and all that. But regardless, know that what you're seeing, if, you know, this isn't a third party situation and it's just like all these other energies, regardless, know that what you're seeing isn't a clear depiction of the actual picture of your connection with this person, you know? And it's not that it's wrong, it's just you can't base any decisions off of it, negative or positive, or any ideas about the other person based off of it, because neither of you guys are acting in your, I want to say actual element with each other. Yeah, neither of you guys are doing that. You guys are both influenced. Whether it's by actual being told what to do, told stuff, or just having that energy, feeling that energy, watching and adjusting your actions and adjusting your speech, adjusting your belief patterns, some of you guys, accordingly. But it's like it looks like you did try to put some boundaries down, but only certain things were received, and you're like, okay, well, geez, I guess now what? Like, yeah, wow, okay. I hope that resonated for you guys, pile 1. Let me know in the comments what did and what didn't. Yeah, I don't know what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I'll see you guys next time, and then stay tuned for pile 2 if you felt drawn to that as well. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say, this is a timeless reading. So, yeah, if you watch this right away when I put it out, or if it's months down the line, years down the line, whatever, then that's when you're supposed to do it. My intention is just that you receive this, you watch this, when you're most likely to be helped by it. So receive it. Excuse me. But yeah, thanks. Hey, pile 2. So if you chose pile 2, this is your pile. This is a timeless reading as well. So my intention is that you receive it, or you watch it right when you're most likely to receive it and get the most benefit from it. So yeah, so if that's right when I put it out, or if that's months down the line, years down the line, that's when it is. So yeah, as far as, well, let's, okay, this is first. Oh, I remember this one. Okay, so right offhand, I see the flower up here, and it feels like I'm just getting the message that, like, as you rest, whether that's actually resting or resting, like resting your thoughts and resting your worries and just trusting, like being in a place to trust and just be like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I'm just gonna, almost like the Nine of Pentacles, I'm gonna take a break and have faith that what I've been working on is going to not crumble, basically, but with the heart of knowing that, like, you have that wisdom, and then things will start blossoming. It's kind of like letting go and letting God kind of thing, where it's like you let go and the universe is like, okay, now you trusted. I don't know what this is. I can't see what it is, but I just see it like a mixer, like a egg beater thing, like one of those like electric ones. And I kind of feel like it's like she finally let go of like trying to mix the situation herself. It's almost like trying to be Temperance, of like putting things together that seems like they won't work and trying to force it. And it's just like, now it's like floating up because it's not necessary anymore. It's not needed, or it's being sucked up. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like only what stays with her is what's needed, and everything else is just kind of floating up and leaving. So it's like, I feel like some of you guys are in that pruning state right now, where it's like you're finally in this place of letting go of both what no longer served you, yes, but also the focuses and the attention that didn't serve you, that were kind of almost pushing you further away from the outcome you wanted, or pushing things further away from the outcome that, you know, was supposed to happen, because you were kind of, I don't know how to describe, just trying to do it in your own strength. And sometimes, you know, we are supposed to do what we can do, but part of letting things actually happen and go forward and grow and heal is trusting that it can happen, that it's not like a dying cause or a lost cause unless we're involved. So I feel like some of you guys might have been meddling in different things. Again, messenger, this is different groups I'm talking to. So some of you, it might not be, but it might have been like this meddling energy where you're just like, okay, I need this to happen. I need this to work this way. And you kind of might have been taking it after a while to a place of, if this doesn't go this way, I'm done. Like, this can't work. I can't do it. And when you do that, you start limiting Spirit, God, universe to do amazing things in your life, or to show you other possibilities. And there's so much in this card. I see like the pattern in this is like similar to the pattern in the mask. And it's like, she's just like sitting there, and then now like she's covered by this, and she doesn't need that mask anymore. So it's like, as you get covered by the circumstances, by, you know, as you trust and you let go, then like you're able to take your mask off, and you're able to see that you never needed a mask in the first place. And again, it's like she's sitting there, and then the thing that she has, like, I just see it as like she has like this part is like part of her outfit, and it's like wrapping around to secure her there. So even if she's not trying to do stuff, like things start wrapping around to secure her where she's supposed to be, and things start leaving her life that are no longer supposed to be in her life. And it's because she's letting go and she's trusting the universe. It's not letting go in the sense of, okay, well, I'm just going to be lazy and not do anything. It's letting go in the sense of, I've been trying to do everything so much with the heart and the mentality that it's all a lost cause unless I'm the one that does everything, that after a while, that kind of like, it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like with the law of attraction and with that stuff, it's like when you have that energy, it comes with a limiting belief of, if I don't do this, nothing's going to work. So it comes with a limiting belief of, the only way for things to work is if you do that. And then where that goes is it basically like I said, it closes you out to other opportunities to sometimes maybe work with other people, or have other energies come in, or have different stuff come in, different outcomes that maybe you don't see, because you're only seeing what, you can see from your perspective, but you don't see like the whole big picture of even the yesterday, today, tomorrow, or like everyone else's lives around. So you're not seeing the big picture just because you're human. And so sometimes in the whole mentality of, if it doesn't go my way, then nothing at all. It's like, even if you don't mean to go there, if your energy starts going to that place, it starts going to a heavy place to where it's almost heavy on you. Yeah, I can feel that. Wow. Okay. It's almost heavy on you, because suddenly you have this heavy responsibility to keep everything and everyone, or the whole circumstance, whatever it is, together from like destroying itself and blowing up. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you have that energy, you also start carrying this heaviness of, if I don't hold this together, no one will, and this is going to crash. And then you start getting this fear, and you start getting this burden in you, and then you start operating from that place. And that's not what, Spirit, God, universe wants. God doesn't want you to operate from this place of, it's a lost cause unless I do, and I'm so incredibly burdened, and like, this is so heavy on me. God doesn't want that for you. God wants you to come out of a place of, okay, I've been blessed. I've had abundance. I know to trust. I know I have the freedom to take a rest, to take a break as I'm shown or as I'm guided. And then, nothing will fall apart, all that. I know all this stuff. So I feel well rested. I feel nourished. And therefore, from that place of trusting that I will be nourished, I start giving to others. I start blessing others. I start saying, okay, I can help you in this area. I can help this thing. But do I have to? Is there somebody else that's supposed to be coming along and it's going to bless them more? I'm not going to help out of a place of there's nobody else, but rather I'm going to help out of a place of, okay, I'm here and this is an awesome opportunity. Cool. Like, out of a place of abundance, out of a place of blessing, out of a place of feeling blessed to help. If you're not coming from that place and you're in this place of heaviness and burden, then, it's like you bring that energy to it. And then you start, like I said, closing out doors that normally might be opening. And that might be, whether it's your perspective or whether it's for the situation. Wow. Okay. I guess these. Imagination. Draw from the well of your own capabilities. But it's like, draw from the well. So it's like, a well is not, it's like, it's got that area, and it's like, okay, well, you can do what you can do, but don't be meddling. Don't be trying to do the mixer. Don't be trying to do this. Like, what you can do is going to stay. You're going to be planted, but draw from that. Don't be trying to like dig into other people's areas, again. And imagination, it's like trust that you're put there. So some of you guys need to hear that what you have been shown you can do, that waiting, even resting in that, like that shows other people that they can do that. So even that in itself is a message to other people. But regardless, even if it's not resting, even if it's just, being shown, what you're good at, if you can write maybe, or, you can speak, and maybe some of you guys are doing podcasts or doing things as far as journalism or things like that, or maybe even reading different things, growing your studies, growing your different things you're learning in, all that. It's like, when you do what you can do, what you've been shown, and it's like, and you go to that place of doing it out of a place of rest and trust that, okay, this is my place, this is the place that this is what I've been blessed to be able to pour into, and you kind of almost take rest in that area, then suddenly, like, everything else starts growing. Suddenly it starts raining over here. You have this umbrella, you're not going to get rained on. So now that you're resting here and you're protected, this is going to start raining here, and it's going to start growing this. So it's like one of those things, it's like everything around you starts working despite you being directly involved. You can be involved, but some of the times you being involved is just you having integrity and doing your best job at your giftings and the places you can flow in freedom, grace, and love. And just like this, I feel like, yeah, creativity, like imagination, even that place of like love and creativity. And ending a trauma, transform memories and symptoms. So yeah, it's like some of you might have been in this place of needing to meddle and needing to do that because you felt like otherwise that trauma would happen again. And it's like, in order to come to this place of rest, it's part of trusting that that's not going to happen again. Trusting that you don't need to run from your memories and run from your past anymore in order to keep it from happening. And it's like, as soon as you do that, as soon as you draw from this well, draw from what you have, this light in you, this healing and this, what, you know, God-given, like these gifts and these, like I said, gifts, but they're like, they're not with, it's not with weight, but like with joy to express them and do them for yourself. As soon as you do that, and I feel like this is like a pen. So again, like drawing, writing, things like that. I know it's not a pen, but that's what I see. The more you start vibrating at this higher level and you start vibrating and communicating and pouring out from that place, and that, again, that brings healing, and that shows you that you can, that you don't have to be stuck in this place of you have to do everything in order for everything to work. And it's funny too, because this is like really similar feeling to that. And it's like, well, this is one side of it and this is another side of it. And you can be like, oh, well, I'm just going to do art. I'm just going to do fun things. But it's like, you don't have to do it for this sake, but you need to understand that when you're doing that, it's bringing so much freedom to you and showing you that you don't have to live in this other place that you've been living. That you can create your own memories. It says transform memories and symptoms. You can create your own memories. You can create new memories. And you don't have to be a slave to the symptoms of your past traumas and stuff, or your past ideologies of how you need to operate in order for everything to work. Okay, so, and I don't read reversals, so Queen of Water, so Queen of Cups, Three of Cups, King of Fire, so King of Wands, and Page of Cups. It's a lot of water, so a lot of emotional here. And then fire, again, creativity. You know, Wands is creativity and passion. So I feel like, let me see what I'm seeing in this first. Well, I'll just say, like, Queen of Water, Queen of Cups is a really, it's like influence in emotional and intuitive. So it's not so much authority, but it's influence. It's like being able to change the things around you, not from the idea of I control everything, but rather I start changing my vibrations so that everything around me starts vibrating, operating differently. I start resting so that the things around me can start operating from a place of rest and peace, and that's where the things flow. And it's funny, I feel like she's kind of communicating to this Three of Cups, and Three of Cups is generally, it's like with other, you know, people, other, you know, characters, whatever. And it's an emotional release, though, is the main thing about it. It can be connection with other people. It can even be third-party situations. But I feel like in this case, like, this is a lot in your own emotions for you guys, pile 2. So emotions, intuition, you know, healing in yourselves. So I feel like from this energy of this Queen of Cups, of this influencing, you're supposed to kind of pour out into this part of yourself, into this part of being able to relate to other people, or being able to relate to other parts of yourself, to where you can almost flow in this emotional release, not just from okay, I'm going to vibrate everything around me, but it's also, I'm going to change myself and vibrate myself and change myself to be able to, I feel like saying, make sound out of the people around me. So, I mean, symbolically speaking. So yeah, so to be able to inspire others to sing or reach those notes that I'm reaching. I don't know if that makes sense. That's kind of what and in doing that, I feel like you will come closer. So as you get to that place that you're sitting here like that, you'll get closer to this authority in, you know, your passions, your creativity, and that energy. I feel like carrying your heart with you. So it's like I just feel like this whole, like, you're gonna heal this area, and you're gonna be able to help others in a place from this rest and this trusting rather than meddling necessarily. And from that, you'll be able to actually have your heart shining open as you are addressing your passions and your creativity and having authority in that, whether that's in yourself or even with other people, having that authority and being that authority of the person to go to when it comes to accessing, especially accessing. I feel that for you guys. Wow. Accessing your passions and your creativity. I feel like for some of you guys too, love, whether this is coming and connecting with a someone that has that energy with you, or being able to access that and connect that and have that authority to be able to start reaching people. I feel like for some of you, there might be somebody in your life that you've been trying to reach, whether it's a romantic situation or not. And it's like, that's what's going to be what helps you reach, is when you heal in yourself and you grow in yourself and you start becoming the person that I don't know, that like changes the vibration of the sounds around you through yourself. Like, not to work on other people, but literally to bring that same love space in yourself to others. And I feel like somebody, for those of you that have somebody that are looking, like, they'll take note, but you'll be operating true to yourself. So you'll be at a good place for yourself. It won't be necessarily to please them or anything like that. It's just you guys will both be kind of shining, because as they shine and they become, you know, the success. It's almost like the sun card, the success in themselves. Like, they're shining and they start seeing themselves in their best light, because even, you know, you might be touching them in that way and being a messenger to help people, you know, to heal from, I feel like saying, to heal from traumas, to heal past wounds, child wounds, or in general. For some of you guys, it might help you in, I feel like those of you that, you know, have kids and stuff like that, you know, this will help you in dealing with kids and dealing with other people. But I feel like it'll help you in seeing both the physical and the spiritual realm, and it'll help you be that messenger to be able to speak out into those areas in people, and show this beauty, to speak that sound just like reverberates through everything. But it's as you allow yourself to rest, and not just a basic rest, but rest in the heart, from the heart of, I can trust now. I can trust that I don't have to meddle in order for things to work, or I don't have to have complete control over everything, or be trying to have control on everything in order for everything to work. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Yeah, this is a full different world than the world you've been in. So it's literally like, you know, transform memories and symptoms, ending a trauma, draw from the well of your own capabilities, imagination. This is literally, your whole thing is like, you are going to take this energy and birth this new world. But it's going to start in you. You know, you have to work on you first, but from this place of allowing yourself to rest. From the place of being able to trust that you don't have to be the creator of everything, or the healer of everything, or the fixer of everything. You'll actually naturally go into a place in yourself where you'll start pouring out the energy to be able to heal and to be able to create, and you'll be able to birth that. But it's when you quit trying to do that and you trust that you start actually accessing that. I hope that resonates for you guys, makes sense, all that good stuff. That's like really heavy on my heart, you know. Oh my gosh. And some of you guys, yeah, past trauma stuff, you guys might even in general be connecting with mean, as you are the messenger in other people's lives, that might be pouring also out back into yours, and you might be confronting more things in your life. It's just birthing this new age. So I hope that resonated. Like I said, let me know what did and what didn't. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. I'll see you guys next time, pile 2. And if otherwise, unless you're drawn to, oh yeah, and I haven't said it, any other pile, but yeah, or I did kind of sort of, but you know, if you're drawn to more than one pile, check it out, you know, check out what you're drawn to, you know. And sometimes even I've been thinking lately, like, this is timeless. So if you have a feeling to go back to my old readings and stuff like that and be like, oh, is there anything different, you know, now that that, you know, I'm being pulled towards a pile or a video or something, do it. Check out my old stuff. See if there's, you know, other pick a pile readings that, you know, resonate for you. I have so many right now. I mean, I keep trying to put more, but yeah, there's a bunch to choose from. So I hope that resonates. Let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Hey, pile 3. So if you picked pile 3, this is your pile. You'll have to excuse, it's like nighttime right now while I'm doing this one, so it's a little bit different lighting. But hopefully it still is really good. I will put the decks in the description below, and also this is timeless, so if you watch this when I put it out, that's great, that's for you. Otherwise, if you're watching it, you know, a month from now, 2 months from now, years from now, that's for you too. My intention is that you see this when you're most willing to receive it. Also, because of that, if you feel called to check out any of my older readings that I've done, my pick-up piles, I suggest you do that. There's tons to choose from. So, because sometimes those messages might not have pertained to you in the past, but now they might pertain to you, so you might be drawn to different things now. As far as this goes right now, should I feel this one the most? Okay. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. What's funny is, I mean, he's like, like walking up above, like on this stuff, but it feels like smoke. So I feel like some of you guys might feel like, not so much that it's smoke and mirrors, but that like the progress you've done thus far and where you're going, the path you're on, might feel like it's almost like smoke and mirrors, in the sense that it's like you might not see the progress that you've done for what it really is. So it might feel like, oh, well, that was nothing, or not that was nothing, but like once you've done it, it's like, okay, like you might not be giving yourself the credit you deserve, is what I'm feeling in this. But I mean, you are in a different place, ready to receive this new, I want to say outcome. It's not necessarily just about the outcome, but this new path, this new direction, this new directives, you know, motive directives, whatever. I don't know what that, yeah. But some of you guys may feel like now that you're up here, it's like you're not giving yourself the credit for what you've actually come through. It's like you're already doing it. So instead of being like hard on yourself, like I need to do this, I need to keep doing this, or I haven't done this yet. It's like, no, you actually already are in this. Your season that you're waiting for to be this big challenge is what you've already been in, and you might be still in, but you're on the path. You're on the right path. Stop overthinking it. Keep facing your true north. Let's do this one. It's interesting. Oh, wow, this is really too late for me. Okay, so I'll show you. I just see this idea, like she's like resting on there. It's almost like, you know, keep facing your true north. Like she can feel like when she's up there, she can either connect with this person, or she can connect like her own, not space bubble, but kind of her own bubble. So it's like if she connects with this person, she's facing this way in her mind. She starts feeling like all her, I don't know how to describe it, but like her frame of reference is facing this direction, like this, the way this person is. But when she's in her own bubble, she faces wherever she wants to face. She's not tied down or influenced by the direction of where she is. So it's almost like this. It's like you're already doing it. Just because the other people around you might be facing one way, or it might look like smoke and mirrors as far as like in response or in reaction or in comparison to what you're doing, it doesn't make what you're doing any less or any less true. It's interesting too how the lighting is on this person and it's like all blue-green, and then the lighting on this changes and shifts and it's blue-green. So some of you guys, it might be a situation where the situation you're around or sitting on or trying to overcome in one moment looks lit one way, one color, and another can look a different color. So it might feel two-faced or almost like a hologram situation where it really depends on which way you look at it. So that's why it's not really solid and stable to focus on balancing yourself based off of that, but rather creating your own personal, I want to say bubble, but it's not really about a bubble. It's just more so, it's almost like hangman energy, creating your own energy to be able to have peace no matter what's going on, stable or not stable around you. You know what, let's go with this now. Okay. So, and I don't do reversals, so 5 of Wands, 8 of Wands, it's a Wands so far, 6 of Wands, yeah, and 7 of Pentacles. I feel like right off the bat, this is like a creative or passionate situation that is going to have either it already has an influence or it has an outwards energy of basically getting things done, solidness. It could also be business related, but let me see first. So 5 of Wands can be like a creative, I always like stumble on the words for this part for some reason. 5 of Wands can be like a creative brainstorm. So it's interesting, like the dinosaurs right there, and they're all like different energies bringing out. But yeah, it can be a creative brainstorm. And then one of the biggest things about that creative brainstorm that happens with the 5 of Wands energy is everyone's putting out their most. So if somebody doesn't put out what is the best and they're like, they don't give that energy to be part of that creative brainstorm, or if they're just a weaker link, I guess, in it, they get overpowered or other people, you know, kind of overshadow them. So a lot of times the 5 of Wands energy is like a matter of really just putting out your energy, that creative, passionate energy. And, you know, I mean, not really focusing on like who stays, who goes, what is, just being true to yourself in that. 8 of Wands is things going fast, moving fast. I feel like in this situation for you guys, it could be that you're putting a lot out there and kind of trying to see what sticks in this kind of creative brainstorm. So some of you may feel like you're being called to put a lot, or a lot of things are coming on you, or maybe a lot of pressure as the energy heightens, I guess, when you're with people in this creative brainstorm or in this energy where you're really trying to put out your best self or ideas or things like that. It might not be like an actual creative brainstorm. But others of you, as I said, are dealing with the situation of almost throwing things and seeing what sticks. It's like she has the eyes, the tears here. Is it tears or twinkles or whatever? But I notice how like this one has like black eyes. So it's an element of like this feels empty. Not that they're actually empty, but this is full. So I just feel this idea of like going and throwing into the abyss or whatever, like what sticks. And some of you, it might be like a connection. There might be oh yeah, wow, that's really strong. A connection with other people or other elements in, I feel like other energies. And you're just kind of trying to see what sticks, what connection can I build here? There's also a cupcake in her hand. So in a way, it's also, I feel like some of you guys are trying to throw what sticks and bringing in your offering, like bringing in an offering, a peace offering, you know, some of you guys, or, you know, just trying to connect. I feel like some of you may be trying to meet people in this energy of putting your best foot forward. But regardless, 6 of Wands, it's like 6 of Wands is it's kind of building a foundation, but it's past that. It's now building the idea that, okay, you can actually be a leader in this foundation. So it's like you might have been doing this, and as you're throwing in to see what sticks, you're like gaining confidence in what you can throw out there. That like, oh, when you throw it, it can become butterflies, or when you throw it, it can do this. So it's this energy of like having that victory and that confidence in being a leader. And sometimes even for some people, it's a situation of, as you have that energy and that confidence of creating that leadership, or sorry, I just need to check, make sure my camera's on. Okay. Creating that leadership role, or maintaining your confidence while leading. It's like you start building your own confidence. You start showing yourself that you can do it. But it's almost like I said, it's a foundational thing. It's more the foundational leadership. It's more creating the foundation for that leadership, and then now leading as you go. I do feel like for some of you guys, though, you guys might be looking over your shoulders when it comes to a leadership position. You might be looking over your shoulders. I feel like almost some of you may be nearing a 7 of Wands energy of feeling like you may have to defend this leadership position. And it's all because of how you came in here in the first place, fighting these energies around you. Not necessarily fighting energies, but as you see, you know, weaker links, stronger links, whatever, you start seeing that. And it's, again, it's a matter of coming into this with this energy of, okay, you're trying to be strong no matter what anyone else is bringing, no matter what stability or non-stability is around you. And ultimately to be able to, to be able to feel like you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's. And I feel like, I mean, this is with a clock too, so some of you guys may be feeling like you're on the clock. I guess on the clock, yeah. Some of you guys may feel like you don't have enough time. I feel like saying this, you don't have enough time to do everything you need to do. 7 of Pentacles is generally about focusing on details and doing a good job and kind of enjoying the moment. And some of you, I feel like, may feel like in doing this, in trying to focus on the details, in trying to do a good job in what you're doing in this leadership, in, you know, putting out and having integrity with what you're putting out. Some of you guys may feel like you don't have enough time to do it, or maybe you don't even have enough time to enjoy it. I feel like some of you guys are questioning if you do. You're questioning if, you know, really things would be easier if you were facing this direction. I just feel like there's a lot of adversity around you, and it might not be an adversary directly to you. It's just differences in your energy. And so therefore you've been kind of questioning your own energy and questioning if it gives you the time, the positions you're in, to actually enjoy what you're doing, or to sit down, relax, and hold on to the time. Literally just hold on to the time. Some of you guys might be wanting to hold on to the time, might feel like it's slipping past you. There's some similarities with these two cards in that, as far as the colors. It's interesting, like this one's watching over her shoulder, and then this one's like, okay, well, you know, now I'm just gonna try to do me. I'm just trying to not do me, but, you know, focus and have integrity with what I'm supposed to do as far as creating this product or working on these things. So it's like, it's with that place of leadership. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna do a good job here. I'm gonna do this right. I feel like some of you guys may have gone through a transformation. This could be 2 different people for some of you, but I kind of don't even want to go there right now. I'm trying to think, do I want to go there? Because it could be that this energy is this energy around you, and this is you, or vice versa. And in that case, it would be the same type of thing where it's like this chaos and everything going quickly is one energy around you. And then you're just trying to have your leadership or enjoy what you're doing and, you know, take your time and do a good job. But regardless, being true to your position. So it could be 2 different people. You could be this person. You could be this person. But I do feel like for a lot of you guys, this is like a transition thing. You went from this person and switched to this person. And it's in relation, or not in relation, but not trying to fight the energy around you, but basically trying not to be affected so much that it changes who you are. You're trying to be true to yourself. Energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. Wow, that's a very interesting card. It feels like, I want to say this is the top and this is the top. I know this is the moon here, but just these here, right here, make me feel like it's not solid as to where the top of the card is and the bottom of the card is. So I feel like some of you guys might be even questioning, who are you? Like maybe sometimes you feel called to be this person, but then you're like, well, you know, I can either be strong and be this person and, you know, just focus on what I know and, you know, cross my T's, dot my I's, or I can try to do a really quick job, do things quickly, throw everything that sticks, and just be this, like, you know, just throw out, like, you know, your creative brainstorming, trying to, you know, put all the ideas out there. So I feel like there is an element of which one am I for some of you guys. You know, which one am I? If I'm sitting on this, am I supposed to be resting on this person, or am I supposed to be focusing on this circle? Like, what am I doing? Like, did I climb up this, or is this all like a facade and this is just a bunch of smoke and I'm just like on this little tiny hill up here? You know, it's an idea of like, what did I actually do? You're trying to see things for what they really are. Work of art, be the portrait of divine beauty. It's funny though, because this is so close together, the colors, and this is like a person right here. It's almost like a being or whatever, but also you can see it as, again, like mountains. So it's like, are you looking at this as a blessing, as something you're climbing, as something you are guided in, or are you looking at it as something that's just a mountain to climb and you don't have help within you or outside of you? So I really feel like a lot of this, for a lot of you guys, it's a matter of how you look at it. You know, are you gonna look at the world through the eyes of love and trust that you are being helped right now, you're being guided, you're being held up, and you're being carried, and it's a matter of working with those energies? Or are you going to look at it as those energies and everything, these are all obstacles that you have to go above, and you're alone in this, and only you can do, you know, you're the only one responsible for all this? Because you are responsible for your actions. However, you're also responsible for the view you take on the world around you, or on the energies or your circumstances. You can either be a victor in this situation, or you can be a victim of your circumstances. You can work with the energies and build yourself up, yet still be solid in your placement to know that you've built up, or you can see yourself as limited to the energies around you and the people around you and your circumstances. I hope that resonates for you guys, pile 3. It's kind of crazy. I'm trying to think of, oh yeah, let me know if it did, if it didn't. Like, comment, subscribe, please. Especially if you haven't already, I suggest you do. That way you won't miss out on any content. And also feel free to share this if this resonates for you, or you think this is, you know, this could resonate for other people. There's plenty of other piles in this video, so that also would help people immensely, and it would help my channel as well. So yeah, I will see you guys next time, unless you're drawn to pile 4. Okay, pile 4. So if you picked pile 4, this is your pile. I will go ahead and put the deck description, or the decks in the description below. And this is a timeless reading. So one, if you are seeing this right after I post it, or if you're seeing it months later, years later down the line, it's for you. My intention is that you receive it when you're the most, or you see this when you're the most able to receive the message, and it does the most for you, beneficially wise, or benefits you the most. Also, because it's timeless, if you feel drawn to check out my other piles that I've already done prior, please do. It may not have been for you in the past, but right now it might actually, you might have other piles calling to you now. So, but yeah, so let's get started. I am feeling between this and this. Let's go with this. Okay. I wasn't trying to, there we go. And I don't read reversals, so Death, 2 of Swords, 9 of Wands, and the King of Wands. It's interesting because when I first pulled this out, I felt like this was like almost like a branding, or like, I don't know, like a box or something. So I feel like some of you guys might have So the death card is about ending a cycle and beginning a new one, or allowing something to die, allowing something to end in your life. And so therefore a new beginning can begin. See, you know, you have the stuff with the sun back there and everything. So it's about freeing up that space. However, because of the box situation, I feel like some of you guys may have the idea of death, of this concept in your mind, or not concept, but whatever this thing is, this cycle is that's dying in your life. You might have that death in a box, that it needs to look like this, or that it's always going to look like this and it's always going to be bad, so you don't want it to happen type thing. I feel like for some of you guys, or it looks like it's an empty darkness, and it's like you don't know, you know, fear of the unknown, fear of what is the new that will come in, because, you know, all you've ever known is this thing. Two of Swords is about being stuck in your head between, a lot of times, two decisions. It's a mental and verbal card, so a lot of times but usually it's stuck in your head, especially with this. The moon really sticks out to me right now, so it feels like you might be really stuck in your head. Also, you might be, I feel like for some of you guys, you might be questioning your intuition. So you might be stuck in your head partially because you've already been shown what you're supposed to do for some of you guys, and you're questioning that. You're questioning your intuition. You're questioning your guidance. Nine of Wands is about being almost there. So you might be, you know, you have this phase of, you know, putting this death in a box, putting this stuff in a box, and, you know, questioning your intuition. Maybe the intuition is telling you, you know, you're supposed to let this go. You have new stuff coming in. You have all this stuff coming in. Whether you see it or not, you know, you have these promises or these feelings, these gut feelings, and you've kind of been questioning, you know, your decisions. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to let this go? Are you supposed to pursue something new? But regardless, you kind of feel like you're right there on the brink of it. So you're trying to figure out. Also, I feel like this is like almost like a gun. It's like almost like a dart, like bing, bing, like it's like the horse knows, or the unicorn, the unicorn knows that like they can only shoot. I mean, like I said, this is in my imagination. I know that's not the way unicorns work, but they can only shoot where they're pointing. So it's like, if you're going to look one way and look another way and whatever, like you're not going to be aiming correctly. So I feel like some of you guys are in this Nine of Wands energy of almost there. I'm almost there, because some of you feel like you don't know which way to point. You don't feel focused. And in that lack of focus, you feel like some of you feel like you might have lost your faith in the goal, in the plan, or lost the sight of the goal. So it's kind of getting confusing and harder to carry when you don't even know what comes next, if that makes sense. So it's almost like if you've like created this whole thing, this whole, not dilemma, but project you're working on, or path, or whatever it is, and it's like you've done all the work and you're almost there, but then you've kind of lost sight of what the end's supposed to look like. So suddenly some of you may have lost motivation. You're like, well, what do I point to? Because I don't know what this is going to look like on the other side. I don't know what this is going to look like when this is done, when I've completed it, when a cycle is ended. I don't know what the new cycle is going to look like. I don't even know what my goal is, what I want it to look like. But ultimately, it's for the King of Wands energy, which is this. I feel like for some of you, this is another person. But it's it can be a fire sign. But a lot of times, you know, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. But a lot of times it can be also an element of its authority in the passionate and creative. So it's like once you actually make this decision, once you actually have that, I want to say fire in you, because you have your sight, you allow your sight back to at least choose instead of being on the fence. You know, you can go forward in that, having authority, having confidence in yourself, in your passionate pursuits, in the creative energy that I feel like saying that you put forth. Like it's almost like he's sleeping, and it's like it doesn't matter, it can be sleeping or not. When he has that energy and he has that confidence in himself, it's just holding this wand, it like creates this craziness even when he's sleeping. So it's almost like for some of you guys, like even when you're resting, when you're trusting enough to rest, once you go to that place of trust, and when you go to that place of choosing and knowing where you stand, like suddenly like everything will fill in, if that makes sense. But you just have to get to that place of being honest with yourself about what you're seeing, trusting your instincts, and allowing yourself to quit putting the death of this other cycle in a box. It doesn't always have to look like what you're thinking. Again, it's like, he's bringing forth death or whatever, like he's, ending the cycle, but like he's all covered again. So I know you see his eyes, but I still get this feeling like the sight is limited. So the sight that you're coming in with about that death concept is very limited. Let's go to this one. Yeah, there you go. It's like limited. I mean, I know the eyes are showing, but it feels very limited. It's limited in the sense of how it's being perceived. It's like you can only see her one way. After you see her nose here, we can't look at this picture and be like, okay, I know her nose looks like this really underneath. No, you're only going to see one thing. It's almost like this too. It's like you're going to point where it's almost like the nose is like intuition. It's your senses, right? So it's like, where you're pointing is where you're going to be receiving. So what you're willing to receive, what you're willing to focus on is what you'll start receiving information in. So, and especially like if you have all these helpers, it's like some of you guys have guides, spiritual guides, or even just friends in general, people put in your life, to guide you. But you have to make the decision. You have to take that step of faith, that leap of faith, that step of almost leadership of saying, this is where we're going. This is what I'm going to focus on. And then this is basically where I'm going to gain information from or information on. This is what I'm going to start intuiting. Intuiting is that, I know that's a word, but I don't know if that's the correctly used. And then you'll start being shown. But when you're in this position and you just look every which way, suddenly like you can't decipher what it is you're looking at because you're sensing everything about everything. And so you're not really focusing in and actually seeing. It's almost like you want to see the bigger picture, so you're looking everywhere. But the more you look everywhere, because it's out of a heart of I don't trust what I'm seeing, the more conflicting images you're seeing. Whereas if you just looked at one place and really trusted that you're going to get the intuition, the intuitive understanding, spirit, God, universe is going to show you what you need to see, then you would be shown that and more. But you have to go to that place of trusting first, instead of deciding that I'm only going to look where I feel not even guided, but like where I'm like, where I decide to. I don't know. I mean, some of you guys, it can be a spiritual battle too, where it's literally, you're like, well, I'm going to look everywhere. Or it's almost like you're looking at everything, but the more you look at everything, it's almost like becoming like, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And it's like, and it's not because there's anything wrong with being well-rounded and all over the place in that sense, but you're actually called to go forward in one and have faith that that's part of your plan. And the more you add on stuff, and like I said, some of you guys with the heart of just what if it's not right? What if there's more? What if there's more? The more you almost like lose the trust and you start losing the motivation to keep going and actually have this momentum. There's more. I mean, she's got that. And they've all got their thing. Like, I mean, I also get the idea of monkey see, monkey do. Again, you have to be a leader. You have to be the one that puts down the boundaries and says, okay, this is what we're going to focus on. This is what I want to know about. And setting that intention with the universe. This is what I want to know about. This is where my heart is. Yeah, this is what we're doing first. Yes, just say yes. Exactly. And look at that. Look at like they're pointing. Like it's a matter of really like picking your spot. And also, I mean, a pyramid has like, if I remember correctly, it's like when you have a pyramid, like the energy, I can't remember this exactly, so please don't quote me, do your own research, but I thought like there's like a lot of energy that comes out, I believe, depending. There can be energy and stuff, the way pyramids were used, but also there's energy, it's like a protective area inside, and it's like, I don't know how to describe that. But yeah, it's again a focal point. It's a focus point. You need a focus point. Listen to advice. Guidance is needed to cross the ocean of life. So yeah, it's like you have all these guides, but you can listen to advice. But if you ask them every which way, everything, then you're going to hear advice that you don't understand necessarily. So you have to know what you're asking. You don't have to know the answer to what you're asking, but you have to decide what you want to know about, or decide the right questions to ask, so that can guide you on what to know about. And silencing the mind. Let silence guide you to your inner peace. It's interesting. Silencing the mind. It says, let silence guide you to your inner peace. But like when I hear that, I think of like silence being loud. So it's like, let that sense, let the supernatural, let the spiritual, let the intuitive sense, you know, guide you, instead of taking this to a mental place of, I don't trust anymore. You know, make your decide where you're pinpointing to say, okay, this is what I need to research on, or this is what I need to sense. This is what I need to intuitively, you know, seek out or try to understand, tap into, really understand, have intention with where you're seeking, what you're seeking information about. Hope that resonates for you guys, pile 4. Let me know in the comments what did and what didn't. Also, yeah. And if you haven't already subscribed, I suggest you do. That way you don't miss out on any of my content, you know, like commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Also, if you feel, I was going to say obligated. No, not obligated. If you feel compelled to share this video, please do. Especially, you know, because there's 3 other piles. So even if this one you might not think this resonates for everyone. If you feel that compelled to share, maybe one of the other ones do for other people, and you know, they'll see what they're supposed to see. And yeah, so I will see you guys next time. And yeah, thank you.